welcome to the 8th annual Spring-Tacular, lighting the way for safety, healing, and new beginnings for 45 years. My name is Ashley Brandon, President of the Board of Directors for Abby's House. Tonight, we're presenting to you from 52 High Street, the largest of our 4 properties for supportive housing and shelter. For nearly 45 years, Abby's House has been a safe place for thousands of women, with or without children, deserving of a safe, dignified place to call home. While I wish we could be together in person tonight, I know that our collective spirit, compassion, and dedication to the women and children of Abby's House is lighting the way for safety, healing, and new beginnings, no matter where you're tuning in from. If you're joining us for the first time tonight, welcome. You are now a part of a special Abby's House community. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who has made a gift so far in support of the women and children of Abby's House. To those who have placed auction bids, to the corporate and individual sponsors of this year's event, and to the individuals and businesses who donated items to this year's auction, and to the local vendors who provided goodies for the celebration treat boxes. I'd also like to thank this year's volunteer planning committee and staff for their tireless work in ensuring this year's celebration is memorable. This collective effort that has kept the mission of Abby's House going strong over the last 45 years, and we could not do it without your support. As you watch tonight's program, we encourage you to check out our incredible online auction. To participate in this evening's auction, visit www.32auctions.com/AbbysHouse2021. You can find that site by using the QR code on your screen right now. Just open your camera app on your phone, aim your camera at the QR code, and when the link pops up, click it. Finally, if at any time during this program you'd like to make a gift to support the women and children of Abby's House, please visit abbyshouse.org/Spring-Tacular or scan the QR code that's on your screen. I'd like to now turn it over to Dr. Jennifer Hilton, owner and executive director of the Counseling and Assessment Clinic of Worcester, LLC, and presenting sponsor for this year's Spring-Tacular celebration, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for another year of Spring-Tacular. It seemed like the year had just passed, that we were talking about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and I think we're beginning to see it. We're so grateful for all you do for Abby's House and all the generosity that you continue to show us to help this be a place for women to call home. CAC is proud to be the presenting sponsor, and we're grateful and honored that we can do this for yet another year. I hope you enjoy the auction online, and I hope you give generously. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you to Jennifer Hilton and the Counseling and Assessment Clinic of Worcester, LLC for again being the presenting sponsor of Spring-Tacular. We're really proud of our partnership with the CAC and all we're able to do together for women in need. I'd also like to thank our other sponsors this year for leading the way for Spring-Tacular. Our leadership sponsor, Commonwealth Electrical Technologies, our investing sponsor, Eastern Bank, our community sponsors, Cornerstone Bank, Country Bank, Masterman Safety Supplies, Screen Printing and Embroidery, Nordson Medical, and People's United Bank, and our contributing sponsors, Allegheny Companies, Bank Hometown, Breathe Easy Cleaning Services, Catalyst Insurance, Klein Hornig LLP, Leominster Credit Union, the Walsh family, Unibank, the Leveroni family, and Setso Landmark Realty. We're excited to be here to celebrate our 8th annual Spring-Tacular and our 45th anniversary tonight with you, who makes all that we do at Abby's possible. For nearly 45 years, Abby's House has been a sanctuary for low-income women and children that are facing homelessness. Thousands of women have come through our doors of Abby's House over 45 years, and every day still, we continue to keep our doors open for women and witness them overcoming incredible adversity and demonstrating resiliency in the most challenging of circumstances. While being in a global health pandemic this past year has tested all of us in many ways, we have remained strong together in our connections to one another and our vision of helping women lead self-directed lives filled with dignity and hope. And I want to take a moment to thank all of you who prioritize the immediate health and safety needs of our shelter guests, our residents, our staff, and volunteers over the past year. Thanks to you, our Abby's House community, we were able to adapt quickly and meet the growing needs throughout the pandemic. and we continue to do so. As we move into our future and hopefully past the pandemic, we continue to hold on to hope with the evidence of what we've already been able to do together and with the inspiration of the women we serve. Abby's currently provides 79 units of supportive housing and a 9-bed shelter to women in need. And you're going to hear one of the many stories of hope from Parley Jones, our shelter manager, who will speak next. We know that together we can change the story of homelessness, one woman at a time. During tonight's presentation, we will also honor the 2021 Annette Rafferty Award winner, Patti Mccomb, and we'll recognize 9 individuals whose commitment to the women and children of Abby's House has gone above and beyond in lighting the way for healing, safety, and new beginnings over the past year and for many over the past decades. As we celebrate our 45th anniversary and look to the future, we remember the courageous group of individuals, the volunteers, and Annette Rafferty, who first turned on the light at the shelter, and all those who have worked tirelessly over the years to keep the light on, guiding the way for generations of women in need of safety, healing, and new beginnings. Thank you to all of you for helping to keep it on and continue to light the way for women and children as we move forward.
When COVID hit, Abby's House was able to cover the shelter 24 hours a day with the help of our volunteers. This meant that our guests were safe. They did not have to leave during the unknown beginnings of the pandemic. Unfortunately, our capacity went from 9 beds to 5 for safe social distancing. And our community partners made sure that our guests had plenty of good things to eat. Our guests have been grateful to be safe. Movement into housing basically stopped at the beginning of COVID and has not really picked up since. We were able to accept 6 of our guests into Abby's supportive housing. While we are not on the other side of the COVID yet, we have increased our beds to 7 and have dividers in the rooms where we used to have 3 beds that are now down to 2 beds. We will remain at 7 guests until we are on the other side of COVID. One of our guests who left a domestic violence situation in the midst of COVID was able to access one of our open beds. Once she was back on her feet, after the initial pain and trauma of her new reality, who expects to be abused by a loved one or become homeless? She hit the ground running, got a job, started her nursing application for school, and moved into one of our supportive housing units. We do this together. Abby's House could not do what it does without our volunteers, donors, and community partners. Thank you.
The annual Annette Rafferty Award recognizes an individual who exemplifies the values of Abby's House and its founder, as well as their outstanding commitment to its mission. This year's Annette Rafferty Award is being presented to Patti Mccomb.
Patti Mccomb has been an active volunteer at Abby's House for nearly 10 years, providing leadership and guidance through various areas of the organization. Patti first joined the Abby's House community as a member of our board of directors and served 2 years as board president. She's also served on various committees, including the Finance, Governance, and Audit Committee, has served on and acted as chair of the Development Committee, and has sat on a variety of hiring teams for the organization. Patti also played an instrumental role in the Capital Campaign Steering Committee, which successfully raised the last $2 million needed to renovate the largest property of supportive housing for Abby's House at 52 High Street. Patti continues to play an active role in the organization, serving on the Development and Audit Committee, and helps plan special events, tapping into her previous work experience with the American Cancer Society, and serves as chair of the annual Abby's House 5K. When Patti isn't helping plan events or sitting in committee meetings, she can be found volunteering in the Abby's House thrift shop or taking care of the gardens at our shelter. She has worked tirelessly to raise funds for the women and children of Abby's House and has given generously of her time and talents to promote the mission of Abby's House throughout our community and beyond. Patti has devoted herself wholeheartedly to the mission of Abby's House and is always ready to jump in wherever there is a need to ensure continuous care for the women and children here. It is with the deepest gratitude for her leadership, knowledge, and dedication to the women and children of Abby's House that we are honored to present the 2021 Annette Rafferty Award to Patti Mccomb. Congratulations, Patti.
Congratulations, Patti. In celebration of our 45th anniversary, which falls on June 7th, the Board of Directors and Anniversary Planning Committee felt it was important to also acknowledge a group of individuals whose dedication to the women and children of Abby's House has gone above and beyond. These individuals have helped shape our two largest fundraising events, provided guidance and care to the women and children of Abby's House during the COVID-19 pandemic, and represent the heart and determination of the Abby's House community to lift up women and light the way for safety, healing, and new beginnings. During a truly unprecedented year, both Dr. Patti Castile and the staff of City of Worcester's Health and Human Services Department were readily available when the women of Abby's House needed them most, providing vital information on how to keep the women of Abby's House safe during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as organizing 2 crucial vaccination clinics. These efforts helped keep the staff, volunteers, and women of Abby's House protected, and we cannot thank you enough. You and your organization truly went above and beyond in helping to keep one of the most vulnerable populations, homeless women and children, protected from this novel virus. It is with my distinct pleasure that this year's Abby Kelly Foster Award be presented to Dr. Patti Castile and the City of Worcester's Health and Human Services Department. Both Dr. Eric Garcia and Jeremy Malin from the Family Health Center of Worcester were always readily available to provide guidance in keeping the women and children of Abby's House safe in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. You both provided exceptional information on how to protect shelter guests and residents from the virus, were able to provide COVID-19 testing when needed, and gave recommendations on how to create social distancing in congregate settings. You both went above and beyond in keeping the women and children of Abby's House safe. It is my pleasure to present this year's Stephen S. Foster Award to Dr. Eric Garcia and Jeremy Malin from the Family Health Center of Worcester. Through their hard work and dedication, the annual Spring-Tacular and Abby's House 5K events have become successful fundraising events that bring together hundreds of people each year in support of the women and children of Abby's House. The founders of these 2 events have laid the groundwork for these crucial fundraisers and remain an integral part of their continued success each year. We cannot thank them enough for all of their hard work and for their continued support of the women and children of Abby's House. It is my pleasure to present the Director's Award to the founders of the Abby's House 5K, formerly known as Hip Hip Her Race, Sue Monero, Susan Loring, and Peggy Dix. And to the founders of Spring-Tacular, formerly known as Women in Wine, Gloria Delendick and Christine Zecker. This year's Liberty Farm Award is being presented in memory of Sylvia Thompson. Sylvia came to Abby's House back in 2015 and lived with us for 3 years. During her time at Abby's House, Sylvia worked every day to pick up the pieces of her life and move forward on her journey. She became an inspiration to the women around her, showing strength in maintaining her sobriety and overcoming past trauma, and had the courage to share her life's journey with anyone who she felt could benefit from hearing about what she had endured. It is my honor to present the Liberty Farm Award, which is given to a woman who has demonstrated extraordinary strength and courage to survive and thrive, in memory of Sylvia Thompson, to her friend of 20+ years, Carla Whitlow. Carla will also share with you the impact that you had in Sylvia's life from the moment she arrived at Abby's House.
Hi everybody, my name is Carla Whitlow, and I am here at Abby's House to talk about my friend Sylvia Thompson. It's bittersweet. She was not only my friend, she was a sister. I met Sylvia in November of 2001, when I was at the program, Salvation Army program, and I had got a call that my sister passed away, and I left for a few days to go and be with the family, do the services. And when I came back, I think a week or so later, Sylvia was in the program, and that was when I first met her. I felt like that day, meeting her, God had taken one sister away from me and gave me another one with Sylvia. What I loved about Sylvia was her accent. She's been in Massachusetts for over 30 years, never lost her country twang. She was funny, but she was a very loving, caring woman. She loved her recovery. I know she had a lot of struggles, and so do I, and so do all of us. But I do know she did the best that she could to try to overcome them, work on them, ask for help around them. I know she was very grateful for the Abby's house. I used to remember picking her up from here, dropping her off. We'd go to our NA events, family functions. She was always invited to my home around the holidays, family events, because I knew she was here in this state with no blood family, but I just never wanted her to feel alone because she was a beautiful person. Again, I know she loved the Abby's program. She talked a lot about it. She loved the thrift store. I know she was grateful for being able to be here as long as she was, and finally moving out into her own place. And she moved right between my mother and I, and I felt like it was a family home because I had my mother and my sister right down the hall from me. I don't want to do the gloom and doom about, you know, what happened to her, because I know that's an appointment one day we all will have to make or have. We can't reschedule it, we can't change it, we can't cancel it. But she died clean. She was coming up on 14 or 15 years clean. She loved her children. She had a warm spirit, and she was just a really giving person. I know I could go on and on and on about my friend Sylvia, but I just want to thank Abby's House for honoring Sylvia. And unfortunately, she's not here to receive it, but I am feel so fortunate to be accepting this award on her behalf. God bless the Abby's House for all the programs and services that you all are doing for women, homeless women, women with issues, struggling with substance use, mental health challenges, whatever those issues are. Thank God there are programs like the Abby's House.
Hello everyone, my name is Jackie Williams. As you heard from Carla, the impact you have on the women and children of Abby's House has a lasting effect on their lives. I know this firsthand as I am a past resident of Abby's House. Never in a million years did I think I would be homeless. Had I not passed through here on my journey in life, I don't know where I would be. By me moving here and taking advantage of their different programs is one of the reasons for my success in life. This is why I came back to help others succeed in life and look back at Abby's House as a stepping stone. If you haven't made your gift yet, please consider making a gift to provide a warm, compassionate, and safe place for homeless women and children to stay tonight. Thank you to those who have already made a gift. bid on auction items, and share this opportunity to make an impact with friends and family. I personally thank you all. Stay well and take good care, knowing you've made a difference in the life of a woman or a child in need.
Thank you again for watching the program tonight, and thank you to all of you who have already made a gift in support of the women and children at Abby's. I'm really excited to share that we've successfully met the $25,000 matching gift challenge because of you. And our anonymous donor will be contributing $25,000 to this year's event. Because of your incredible show of support to the women and children of Abby's, one of our long-term volunteers has been inspired by your compassion and your generosity and is proposing an additional matching challenge. All donations made today, Thursday, May 13th, through midnight tonight, will be matched dollar for dollar up to $5,000. So if you haven't already made a gift, please consider doing so to help us unlock this additional matching gift. All gifts made provide safe shelter, supportive housing, one-on-one case management and advocacy programs to homeless and low-income women and their children, and unlock the doors to healing and new beginnings for women and their children. Thank you again for all of your support during this really wonderful 8th annual Spring-Tacular and our 45th anniversary celebration.